All right, I'm back. Okay, so wanted to check in and say hello and that I'm still around. I'm actually walking out from Union Square right now, and I'm walking from about East 13th Street all the way to about East 4th for a tour today. And yeah, I just wanted to check in and say hey. Um, kind of had some really exciting stuff that happened recently. And one of those things was that I had to go to Walmart and buy basically new clothes because everything that I had was a little too big. So I'm somewhere in the 12 to 14 size range. Um, and yeah, and I keep like doing these like double takes in the mirror because it's like, wait a minute, is that really me? So I don't know if that's called body dysmorphia or something. I think I had heard some people had said that they, um, you know, had experienced that. So that's kind of like where I'm at. But I'm not like making a big deal of it. Um, I'm just moving with the flow. For just a moment, I'll show you around meanwhile. I know. So yeah, and the other thing is that my mom, my mom really wanted to take my dad's ashes to North Carolina um, on the anniversary of his death, and a cousin of mine was actually getting married in April, like that last weekend in April. So I was like, well, that makes sense for me to come home to Florida, go to the wedding, and then go with my mom on this like pilgrimage to North Carolina. So um, so luckily, everything worked out really well. I was able to get my shifts covered and be able to take the time off. So Damon and I took a couple weeks, well, the week, and we went to the wedding, and then we went to the next day on that Sunday. We were ready to drive out and go to North Carolina. So my mom had called, basically like gotten a headstone that was for free because when you are in the service, you actually are entitled to a free headstone. So the place that we called was the Tellico Church and Tellico Baptist Church, and at least my mom thought she called the right place. Had we'll come pick it up and we'll put his ashes to rest, and that'll be it. So we showed up we went to Georgia as a pit stop because I haven't seen my nephews in like 6 years. So basically I was like, I need to, we were on our way, we should go say hi. So I got to see my nephews, and my husband got to meet my sister-in-law and my nephews for the first time, which was really awesome. And then we had picked up the next day and we went to North Carolina, and we wanted to see, like, I haven't been there since I was like 8, and so we went to basically like where my dad grew up. And I was looking around at the land and I was thinking, wow, I'm like, these names sound really familiar because a few years ago my dad and I did like the DNA ancestry, as far as we could do on the chart. I wanted to see how much more of my family we could actually track. And so he only had gotten as far as like our great grandfather or something like that. And here, I'm going to stop for just a moment so I can put some juice on this phone. I mean, 1 second. Ah. Who does this when they're in the middle of a video? Okay, pretty sure. Okay, now we're back. Sorry about that. Okay, so continuing with my story. All right. So basically, we went to North Carolina. We're surveying the land. I'm seeing all these streets. I write down some of the names. I'm taking pictures of things. And then I'm like, this sounds so familiar. I'm like, I wonder if we could like find out from someone if there's any chance that these street names are our actual ancestors, my actual family members, right? So luckily enough, there happens to be like a little museum in Murphy, North Carolina. We pop into there, and turns out that one of the ladies that runs the museum, it was like almost her retirement, and she's been there for 20 years, and her last name is Stalcup, which is what my family's last name is. And well, we were Cunningham, and then we were Stalcup and Andersons, and so there's all these, side family members. And so I was like doing some research. Like we went to go see my great grandmother's her grave site, and I took pictures of the graveyard there. And then I figured, I can always look these people up later. So I go to at the museum, and I buy this lady's book, and I'm like, I'm gonna figure out how we're related. Like I know we're related. So, and then we decided to go put my dad's ashes to rest, right? So we go to Tennessee, because that's where it was. It was Tellico, Tennessee Church or whatever. But it turns out that, yeah, they had my dad's headstone, but they didn't have my family. They didn't see any of my other family members at this place. And so we were at the wrong Tellico church. So we drove an hour all the way out to Tennessee. Then we had to pick up the stone. We found the other church, which was in North Carolina, the complete opposite way. Drove all the way back like another hour. Finally found my grandparents and in the right place. And when we get there, there's nobody there. And we're like, what is going on? Like, we have to call. Finally, this lady, I had called and left a message saying that we were visiting and we were hoping to be able to put his ashes down, and like, so finally the lady calls me back and she goes, we live just down the street. She's like, we'll be there in like 5 minutes. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. So she comes and sees us, helps us put my dad's ashes next to my grandparents. And it was really emotional, but it was also like, wow, look at all these headstones and all these family members that, are on my tree. And so basically we were able to do what we went there to do. And I'm flashing forward now to getting home, sitting down, going over Ancestry.com, which, by the way, I've submitted my DNA results for, because I want to see like other family members and and do that part of the story. But yeah, like I ended up finding out that my family heritage with that name Stalcup goes back like 5 generations. So crazy. I mean, 5 generations, like all the way back to like 1498. And that the family has like this, like it's a really American name that had been anglicized, because his last name actually was like Anderson or Andersian. Oh my God, I'll have to show you guys the chart so at some point. But yeah, no, I've just been like going down the Ancestry.com rabbit hole. I found all of that, and I'm hoping that like when I go to see my mom, like we can go down my Mexican side of my family and see what's going on with that. So gaining family members, losing weight, rocking the jobs, and you guys are getting a great view of walking out of Union Square, and this is Joe's Pub. Check it out. This is where Hamilton got its start when it first opened. Used to be a library. And that's my update. I am like 15 minutes till my Inspiration of Rent walking tour in the East Village, and I'll be there in time. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. So I haven't been on, I haven't posted a lot, but a lot's been going on. So yeah. Oh, and on Saturday, on my birthday, we are going to Six Flags because a few years ago when Damon and I had first started dating, I guess it was like 6 years ago or something. Um, yeah, and I don't think I'm done. Like I think originally I had said, my goal was 180, and I think I wanted to, be at somewhere at a 12, 14, but this still doesn't feel right for me. Like I feel like there's still a bit more, and I just want to be healthy, and I want to feel good. So yeah, so kind of that's my story. That's what's been up for like the last month or so. Lots of stuff. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, I'm happy to answer any of those. Feel free to leave a comment below. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Amara, like Hakuna Matata. And this is like my 61st video of doing YouTube. It's been great. Yeah. All right. I need to start walking a little bit faster here. But wow, it's really changing over here. It's really beautiful, but it's really changing. Look at this building. I don't remember all those glass walls. Oh, and here you can kind of see me in the window. I don't know if you can see me. I'll try to do a full body shot for you guys sometime, but anyway. Okay. Well, thanks for watching, and stay tuned. I'm sure I've got more to update you guys with. All right. Mwah. Bye.